Can you share the screen?
Yes, Len. Hello, Len. Good morning.
Morning, teacher.
Okay. In today's lesson, we are going to study if clauses.
If classes.
Yes. If clauses.
Oh,
Do you
yes.
remember the meaning of the word clause?
Clause. That
Yes.
the situation of the if form.
Yes. Okay. Clauses are composed of a subject and a verb. So when you say a clause, it's like a sentence. It has a subject and a verb. Okay?
Subject and verb. Yeah.
Yes. So clauses are sentences. Okay? But there are two kinds of clauses. The first is dependent clauses. And the
Dependent.
second, yeah, is,
Independent.
yeah, that's right. Dependent clauses and independent clauses. So
Yes.
if clauses are dependent clauses because it has to start with if, which is a conjunction, subject and verb. And after the dependent clauses, you need the main clause. The main clause is called independent clause. Do you understand? So if clauses plus independent clauses form a whole sentence or a complete sentence. Do you get it?
Yes.
Okay. So in today's lesson,
So it
we,
means
yes, yes, go ahead.
dependent and independent always combine together.
Yes, that is right. Dependent and independent clauses go together in order to make a complete sentence.
So independent clauses always after dependent clauses.
No, that is not true. When we
Oh.
say independent clauses, they don't need dependent
Mm.
clauses. It's like a person who is independent does not need anyone to help him or her.
Oh.
It's like an independent clause. An independent clause does not need other clauses to form a complete meaning because an independent clause already gives you a complete thought or a complete meaning.
Oh. Can
Yes.
you give the example?
Okay. I can give you an example. For example, here, starting with if, let's say, if I go. Do you understand this sentence? If I go.
No,
No,
not complete.
it
Yes.
is not complete. So we call this dependent clause. It starts with a conjunction if, then it follows a clause I, subject, go, verb. Okay? So you said you cannot completely understand this because this is a dependent clause. Then the independent clause will help, okay, in order to make a complete meaning. So if I go, you go. If I go,
Hello.
you go. Hello? Yes.
Oh, it
Yes.
interrupt about 2 minutes, teacher.
Huh? 2 minutes?
Yeah.
2 minutes or 2 seconds?
So second maybe from the if I go. If I go.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can you? Yeah. Can you repeat?
Okay. So if I say, if I go, you cannot
Yes.
completely understand the clause because it does not have the main clause. So if I say, if I go, you go. So you
Oh,
go is the main clause. And this time you can understand the sentence. Can't you?
yes. If I go,
Yes.
you go.
Yes. It's like a
If
condition.
I
I
go,
mm.
you also go.
Yes, that's right. That is right. Yes. Mm. However, yes, if clauses can be expressed in many types, so meaning there are many conditions in using if clauses. So this is our main focus in today's lesson. And I would like to use Microsoft Word so I can give you more examples. So the first
Yes.
condition is what we call zero condition. This is zero conditional if clause. Okay. The zero conditional if clauses, yes, doesn't have any. Actually, this talks about something that is always true. When one thing happens, another thing also happens, right? So it
Oh,
means usually when one thing happens, another thing happens. So they follow the conditions. Okay? So
the truth.
it's the truth. So
Oh,
zero conditional if clauses talk about situations which are true.
mm.
Okay? So
To
for
use present
yes,
tense.
yes, because it talks about true conditions.
Yes.
When one thing happens, another thing happens. Your verbs, both in the dependent and independent clause, are in present simple form of the verb. Okay? Present simple.
Present simple.
Yes,
Yes.
both in the if clause and in the main clause. All right. Let's say,
Oh,
mm, let's say, for example, if a baby is hungry, usually, what does a baby do if a baby is hungry?
she will cry.
Okay, I like that answer. She will cry. Okay, but
Yes.
take a look at this. If a baby is hungry, she will cry. This
She will
condition,
cry.
yeah, this condition does not belong to the zero condition. Why? Because if you say she will cry, this is not always true at present. This is only a possibility in the future because you are using will cry. Will means future. Do you understand me?
Mm.
So
Yes,
the
yes.
the use of will cry talks about the future, but according to the definition of the zero conditional if clause, it talks about something that is generally true.
Yes.
But she will cry is only a possibility. It is not always true. So this verb will cry is only a possibility in the future. We have to change will cry into the present simple. Okay?
Mm. She
So
cry
she
if
cries.
she is angry, hungry.
Hungry. Yes, if she is hungry,
Oh,
if a baby is hungry, she or he
she
cries. right?
Cries. If
Mm,
she's hungry.
mm. This is the sentence now. If a baby is hungry, all right, she or he cries.
Oh, we can use both.
Yes, yes, that's right. But this these two sentences do not mean the same.
Oh,
They do not mean the same.
he cries.
Here we are
It
using a
cries.
present simple form of the verb rather. This is cries. This is a present
Yeah,
simple. Mm. Because normally the baby's form of communication is crying, right? Normally.
yeah.
So to give the mother a signal that the baby is hungry, the baby cries. But if you say if a baby is hungry, she will cry, you are not talking about usual situation. This is a possibility in the future.
Ah,
So this first sentence belongs to another condition. So I will cut this. Okay.
oh,
And I will put it in the second condition here.
oh,
In the next type of if clause. All right. This is what we call first conditional.
oh.
First conditional if clauses. This is describing possibilities in the future.
But also the truth.
Yes, because when you say possible, it can happen, right?
Oh,
Mm.
yes, yes.
Oh, it can happen. So, because we're talking about the future, your if clause here, your if clause takes a present simple form of the verb, still in no difference with a zero conditional, but
Mm.
your main clause, your main clause should take the future simple, will
Oh,
plus base form, because we are talking about a future. Do you understand that?
dot is the present symbol. Yes.
Yes. Both in the both in the zero conditional and the first conditional, the present simple is used after if. Okay. So if is seen at the beginning of the sentence, do not forget the comma there. Okay. All right. Are you
Come
keeping
on.
up? Are you
Yes.
following?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So I will highlight this so it's clear to you. Also, this
Maybe
one.
teacher, can you put number is better? Number one, number two.
Okay. Okay.
If we will know how many kind of
Okay.
if
Okay.
clauses.
All right. So here's the example then. So if a baby is hungry, she will cry. Now, because we're talking about possibilities, and if you're saying a baby, this is any baby, right? Any baby.
If
But
baby
we can say if the baby
is
is hungry, she will cry. Maybe we're talking to a specific baby, and you say, if that baby is hungry, it is very possible that that baby will cry, right? So
yes.
this is not the baby's um, anywhere, because this is a possibility in the future. So we're talking about a specific baby here. Okay. Mm. So what's the difference
How about
between, yes, what is it?
teacher, if we remove the if baby is hungry?
That is wrong
If a
because,
baby, if a baby,
okay, a baby
yes,
means any one baby. Okay, a
Ah,
baby means
yes,
one
yes,
baby, not specific. Anywhere in the world, not
yes,
specific
yes.
baby. So could be
So
generally,
we
baby in
use
general.
they will cry.
Uh, no, a baby is only one, so he or she.
She.
Babies
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mean
Babies, they will cry.
mm, in general.
Yes,
Okay, babies in the world. And when you say baby, the baby means specific baby. Maybe the baby now that you can see. Specific.
yes.
Okay. So
The
if you say
baby we
if the
already know.
baby, yes, the baby we already know. So if that baby is hungry, oh, it is very possible that that baby will cry. Okay.
Yes,
So possibilities in the future. But if our baby is hungry, this is the same as saying this one. If babies, it's the same as saying if babies are hungry. So babies in general, they cry.
yeah. They
Okay.
cry.
Yes. If babies are hungry, they cry. So notice that our verbs, both in the if clause and in the main clause, are simple present. You notice that?
Yes,
Are and cry. Are is a present be verb. Is a present be verb. Cries is a singular present simple verb. Cry is a base form of the verb. Okay? Now, the first conditional is different than the zero conditional simply because the first conditional does not talk about generally true statements.
yes.
First conditional only focuses on future possibilities. All right. I would like you to imagine this situation, the rain, okay? The rain. Let's think about a
Yes.
rain. All right. So, do do you think that tonight or tomorrow it will rain? What do you think?
Not so what is that?
Not sure, but
Uh,
possible, right? Possible.
uh,
What do you think?
possible. Possible.
Yeah, because we do not know, but maybe, right? Maybe.
Yes. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Especially if now you can see that the
That.
cloud is dark, so it is very
Yeah.
possible that in the future it will rain. So if you
Yes.
say that maybe tonight it will rain and you are giving yourself a condition, so you say if it rains tonight, okay, and that is future, right? Because tonight is in the future, it's a future time.
It rains tonight. Yeah.
Yes. So this belongs to the first conditional
Yes.
clause. Possibilities in the future, right?
Yes.
Okay. If it rains tonight, I will not go out. Okay. If it
Go
rains
out.
tonight, I will not go out. So you're giving yourself a condition. If it rains tonight, I will not go out. I don't like to get wet in the rain. So I don't like to
Excuse me,
go out.
teacher.
Mm.
Excuse me. Can we change? If I will not go out. If it rains tonight.
As I mentioned earlier, if the main clause or in the independent clause is written at the beginning of the sentence, it is totally fine, but you have to remove the comma. Okay?
Yes, yes, yes.
if it rains tonight. Okay?
I will not go out if
Yes,
it
if it,
rains tonight.
yes. But one thing you have to remember very carefully is after if clause, you cannot put another form of the verb in the future and present conditions. You only have to use the present simple verb form. Look at here. If it rains, okay? After if, you have the present simple verb rains. You notice that?
Yes,
Okay. If it rains, still rains is in the present simple. You cannot use if it will rain. This is wrong. You cannot say, it is not okay to say if it will rain
yes,
tonight.
yes,
No. Mm. This is incorrect.
yes.
Okay. Incorrect. So you just use the present simple form of the verb. Okay. But how do we change this, or how do we express this sentence into a zero conditional clause? If we try to think of the rain, expressing it in a zero condition, something that is usually true, something that usually happens. How do we change the sentence into a zero conditional? How? Any
It
idea?
become true. It become
Yes.
true.
Always true situations.
Yes.
Hmm. Let's say every time something happens, it's like when. When. If here in the zero condition is similar to when. So if here, so here, if is similar to when in a zero condition. So take a look at this. For
When it
example,
rains,
yeah, when it rains, let's say, when
and
it
when it
rains,
rains,
mm,
I I will.
no, 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 will, because it's always true situation.
Um,
Will means the
when it
future.
rains, I stays in my room.
I stay in my room. I stay in my room. I don't go out.
Yes.
Okay. When it rains, I stay in my room. I do not go out. So what does this mean? What does this suggest? I don't go out, I stay in my room means this is the usual thing I do every time it rains, not only in the
Yes.
future. Okay. So when here is similar to if. Okay. If it rains, I stay in my room. I don't go out. Understand, Len?
Yes.
Okay, so this is only the introduction of the zero conditional clause and the first conditional clause. Now, I'd like you to go back to the book. Let's study the examples given in the book. All right, Len, I will read to you the situation, and you will be reading Anne's part, okay? I will read Sue's
And
sentence, okay? You are Anne. All right, here. Compare compare these examples. Sue has lost her watch. She thinks it may be at Anne's house. I think I left my watch at your house. Have you seen it?
but I will have a look when I get home. If I find it, I will tell you.
Okay.
In this,
Len, no,
no.
no, no. Len, can you say if?
If I find it,
Yes.
I will
If
tell
I
you.
find it, I will tell
This
you.
the first first conditional?
Yeah, first, because I will tell you
Yeah.
is a future, right? This
Yes.
means Anne wants to say that if there is a possibility that I find a watch, then
Yeah.
the next thing I will do is to tell you. Okay? So
Yes.
Anne feels there is a real possibility that she will find a watch. So she says, if I find, I will. So notice that the verb used is present simple after if. And the
Yes.
main clause takes will plus the base form of the verb. You got it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's for the present simple. Now, present simple and future simple form of the verb. So this is for the first conditional sentences. Now, I have a question to you, Len. If in your school, let's say, if in your school, mm, let's say, for example, students lost their things, where do they where do they uh, ask for help?
In the
If
school?
they, yeah, in your school, if students lost something important,
Yes.
where would they ask, or where do they ask for help?
The office?
Yes. If they lose something important or valuable, they ask for help in the office, right?
Yes.
They ask for help in the office. So if students, let's write the example, lose something inside our school, they, let's say, ask for help in the office. Okay?
They
If
ask
students,
for
yeah,
help in the office.
yes, if students lose something inside our school, they ask for help in the office. So this means this is a rule maybe in your school that if you have a problem, if you lose something very important, you go to the office and ask for help because the office might be able to help you. All right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's for the zero conditional clause. All right.
So that's
First,
finish the number one and number two, teacher.
yes. All right. So in our next lesson, Len, we are going to learn the next type of if clauses, and that's the second conditional
But
clauses.
I think before go to the third, second conditional clauses, we we need to practice exercise.
Yes, I know. That's why in our
Yeah.
next class, we are going to do exercises, and
Yeah.
we are going to study second conditional if clauses because in the book, the second conditional clause will be discussed in the second example.
Yes. Yes.
Mm. So we cannot
So we will
separate them.
stop here.
Yes, yes, Len. So in our next class, we will be doing
Hello, teacher.
activities. Yes, we will be doing activities and
Tomorrow
second
in the
conditional
next
if
class.
clause. Yeah, in our next
Yes.
class.
Yes. Thank you,
Okay. Thank you.
teacher.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.